so great to finally have an energetic young president again.
Bless all who dedicate themselves to governing in our generation.
That was our president sleep farting his way through a service held in his honor at the Washington National Cathedral. They should have let him bring his sword in to play with to keep him. And yet somehow he can recite the entire Cheesecake Factory menu by heart.
Trump's back in the White House, and he's not wasting any time. In just 24 hours, he's signed over 100 executive orders. That's more signatures than a yearbook on the last day of school. But what exactly is Trump scribbling his name on? From climate accords to chalupa cannons, we're breaking down all the madness. Trust me, you won't believe number 7. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Who has returned to the White House to address your question? The speed with which our longtime friend Donnie Diapers is redecorating is greater than the definition of supersized meal deal. On the first day of Trump's re-election, it seems like the Oval Office underwent some interesting changes. When I say something is interesting, I mean it's completely insane. We all know that Donald Trump is acting in a Churchillian fashion, but he also has some ridiculous ideas that would make Ronald McDonald squirm. Picture this. The leader of the free world seems worried that people will spill things on their plastic-covered couches.
Sir, this is a proclamation making the new national bird the fried chicken. Ooh. Sir, this is a permit to build a Hooters directly in front of the Vietnam War Memorial.
That's a big one.
Sir, this one just says it's for something called a penis laser. I don't know what that means.
That's a big one. A lot of big ones, huh?
Oh, could you please make your signature huge and crazy? Great.
Oh, good boy. And then it was off to celebrate at as many inaugural balls.
But wait, there's more. One thing that screams presidential more than having carbonated drinks at your fingertips whenever you want them is the return of the notorious Diet Coke button. Keep your MAGA hats on though, because that isn't even the most insane part. Reportedly, Trump has ordered the installation of a chalupa cannon. Yes, what you heard was accurate. A weapon it is. Please give this to the chalupas. Going to Taco Bell when you can get Mexican fast food across the room seems like a waste of time. It looks like he's preparing to get into a fight over food with foreign dignitaries.
We are on day 2 of another round with President Donald Jocelyn Trump. Only 1,459 days to go. There's so many terrible deeds, but he's also done some fun things, like when he said this, and I want you to listen closely here, because the question is, does he say every day we get some penis?
Every single day we get subpoenas.
It's been 24 hours since he was sworn in. Already Donald Trump has ended the war in Ukraine on day 1, just as he promised he would. Oh, he didn't? Well, he should resign then, right? I mean...
The prospect of a McNugget knob exists in case the thought of it did not narrow your blood vessels to dangerous levels. I don't know if you've ever had this experience, but I can picture Trump turning it as if he were regulating the heat, and then a perfectly crispy nugget would come out of it. In reality, the question being asked is whether dipping sauces are provided. Consider the following. When you consider the possibility of a diplomatic gathering devoid of sweet and sour sauce leading to an international uproar, whether or not a smell will now emanate from the White House's drive-thru is the most crucial question at hand. The constant flow of nuggets and soaring chalupas will inevitably create an atmosphere reminiscent of a food court in a shopping mall. You can smell the fast food fantasies of Trump more strongly than any air fresheners that Joe Biden might have left around. Our feckless president appears to be turning the White House into his personal fast food joint. It is puzzling why a state dinner is necessary when the East Room has a McFlurry machine. If he started holding press conferences in a gigantic hamburger-shaped bounce house and swapped out the Rose Garden for a ball pit, I wouldn't be surprised. Everyone seems to agree that our commander-in-cheeseburger has been very busy recently. We thought Trump was just adding some golden arches to the White House decor, but he's been utilizing his pen like a magic wand, contrary to our expectations. Plus, he's been doing some spell casting, dude.
Trump has a new portrait. He posed for this menacing photo. It goes up at every post office, every airport. That spray tan scowl will be glaring at you every time a TSA worker frisks your junk from now on. Trump's infamous Diet Coke button is back. He's also got, this time he's got a chalupa cannon and a McNugget knob, too. And he has another little button to lock the door when he hears Elon coming. The new regime has already redecorated the Oval Office. They moved in a bust of Winston Churchill, a portrait of Andrew Jackson, and this was smart. They put plastic covers on the couch in case J.D. Vance gets a little too lovey-dovey.
Over the course of a single day, President Trump has issued over 100 executive orders, more scribbling than a toddler with a fresh pack of crayons. Having said that, these drawings are far from being ordinary. The unpredictable behavior of Donald Trump's hair in strong winds pales in comparison to some of these presidential doodles. President Trump has already decided to give Big Pharma a gift before the holiday season even begins. A decision has been made to revoke Joe Biden's executive order that aimed to reduce the cost of prescription drugs for Medicare and Medicaid beneficiaries. Apparently, Trump thinks that if you can't afford your prescription drugs, you can always try his mystical remedies. How about a bleach cocktail? Anyone up for that? But wait, there's more. As the new national bird, Colonel Sanders would have approved of Trump's choice to recognize fried chicken. Colonel Sanders would have been pleased with this decision. Bald eagle, you better make way, for a new bird has landed in town, and it comes with a bucket. Looking forward to seeing the new presidential seal is making me more and more excited. Maybe 2 drumsticks crossed over a gravy boat will be the image it portrays.
Did President Biden leave you a letter?
He may have. Wait. Don't they leave it in the desk?
I guess that's not his snack drawer. By next week, that letter will have been used as a napkin to wipe the horsey sauce off of his face.
I don't know. Oh,
What's in there?
thank you, Peter. It could have been years before we found it. Wow. Thank you.
What does it say on the outside?
The bully is back at his pulpit, and his Sharpies are fatter than ever before. Have you noticed he's got big, fat Sharpies now?
It was the most bizarre decision President Trump could have made to play get out of jail free with the 1,600 or so rioters at the Capitol on January 6th. Of course, those who attacked police officers are part of it. Were pardons bestowed upon those who sought to topple the government the most efficient means of establishing law and order? Hey, isn't this a little bit excessive for just one day? Is a question that some viewers may be wondering. However, I feel compelled to mention that our Donnie Diapers has consistently gone above and beyond in carrying out executive orders. As president, he was signing these documents at a rate faster than you could say fake news. Changes were made to immigration laws, the United States was removed from international accords, and Congress was essentially seen as an unnecessary entity. Tell me the truth, everyone. I have it here. Trump has been at war with the church, even as he has been busy making the White House his personal rubber stamp factory. He seems to be experiencing some discomfort over the requirement that our orange turd remove his MAGA hat during services. He might be thinking that Trump can turn a house of worship into a campaign rally in the same way that Jesus turned water into wine. So far as anyone can tell, the Oval Office has become its own Grumpy Trumpy's fast food fiesta. Our orange-tinted friend returned to work 24 hours ago and had a string of tantrums at church and executive orders motivated by hamburgers in the first 24 hours. Here we are, at the center of American power, or is this some weird episode of Kitchen Nightmares? You must ask yourself this question. No doubt that late-night comics are salivating over Donnie Diapers' return now that he is back in charge. According to one host, the bully is back at his pulpit, and his Sharpies are fatter than they have ever been before. In light of Trump's seemingly endless supply of political comedy gold, these comedians have begun to believe that Christmas has come earlier than usual. Everyone in the US, fasten your seatbelts. The unpredictable Trump administration is going to take us on a roller coaster ride. Please remember to bring some Tums because all this talk about fast food has given me heartburn.